What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into tonight's Lakers Nuggets game. Uh, Hopefully, like I said, I'm not loving the spread, and we got the first two games, but got clipped by half a point, and I can't but notice we got the exact same spread as last time, but I do feel fairly confident, and. So for yesterday, I don't think many people had that, but yeah, we had the Celtics covering. I thought it was pretty straightforward, and they lost, so that's pretty interesting. It was brought up by Sonny Hutchinson in my Discord, that they're essentially still like even odds. It's like minus 160 to Miami, which really is not that impressive considering. And this is something that. Two things for people that genuinely think this isn't scripted, or at least rigged, fixed. Like, just think about this for a minute. The Lakers just lost routinely because it's very routine. They lost the first two games in Denver, and all the talking heads are saying how they absolutely need to win Game 3, and they needed to win Game 2 essentially. When they lost Game 2, now their backs are really against the wall. Meanwhile, the Celtics go down 0-2, only they lose both of their home games, meaning they are, at least by historical metrics, almost a lock to go down 3-1, if we're going by historical metrics and realism. And they're being treated like this is just any other series, and yep, it's just the Heat got one game on them. Like, it just makes no sense to me. If you look at how the Lakers are being treated versus the Heat, or the Celtics, it should be reversed. You'd think the team that lost at home would be ruled out, essentially. Yeah, they're not going to win 4 or 5, 4 of those being on the road. Whereas the Lakers are saying they're not going to win 4 or 5, but they're not pointing out that they got 2 in a row at home. So, very weird to me, but not unexpected. And I love the Lakers. I mean, what else can I say? Yeah, they could go down 3-0. I mean, people wouldn't expect that. I'm actually wondering if Boston goes down 3-0. Again, I'm thinking maybe some kind of Red Sox. I could be no, I think that was 2004. I was gonna say, wasn't the year they came back from 3-0 the same year Kobe went to the finals, but I don't think it was. But either way, I find it very interesting. I think it might have been the year LeBron was drafted, but besides my point is, I just find it interesting that of all teams, Boston finds themselves in this possible 3-0 hole, and I could buy them. They teased it with Dallas last year, and they made it 3-2. I think if they had Boston go down 3-0, we would see a 7-game series for sure. So anyway, tonight I absolutely love the Lakers. The question is, who do I like to cover? Well, I honestly, I don't. This one is so finicky because while I believe the Lakers are definitely going to win, and I do believe that, if a team wins, there's a good chance it's going to be by more than 5 points, I really think they're going to make this a close game. I don't think this one's going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be close, and then Game 4 is going to be a blowout. Just my opinion. But I like the Nuggets to cover. So, it sucks when I hate being on. I hate, but not a fan of being on one team and on the other team to cover because, then you got to hit this small window. But I'm probably just going to play the exact, between 4 and 6 points anyway, just because I have a feeling, although it could be like a 2-point game. But my point is, I have a feeling that this one's going to be another clip where a lot of people get on the Lakers, and you could say not many people are going to take them minus 5.5. That spread is just insane, and I would agree. That's why I think they're going to have the Lakers on the money line, but they're going to have the Nuggets cover. To me, this is one of those games that, and I went over this in the description, I think it's interesting that Jim Brown dies yesterday, and now we have, the Lakers going up against the Nuggets, and, LeBron's, he's a Cleveland guy. And you have arguably the two best athletes to ever come out of Cleveland. excluding The Miz, of course. Uh, but no, just I do think The Miz is very underrated. But I do think like Jim Brown is the only running back who people actually have in the same category as Barry and Walter, and LeBron. When you think of Cleveland, you think of LeBron. So yeah, I really do think that him dying might have been another sacrifice ritual, whatever you want to call it. I understand he was old and people just die, but I do think that they stage a lot of their antics around deaths, whether they're on accident or not. So to me, it's very interesting. May 19th, obviously was always known as being a very, let's just call it a spiritually satisfying date for the Satanist. In sports, they really love that date. And interesting, so, again, now we got a lot of, it's been a while, but Kobe dying. Now we got Bill just died, and Jim just died. It's pretty interesting. They're showing a lot of historiographical things between the Lakers and the Celtics as far as their franchises and how they've run parallel in many ways. But not to get too deep into it, I think LeBron's going to essentially dedicate his game to Jim Brown, something to that effect, or I got to play like Jim Brown, or something like that, I don't know if he's put out a comment. I'm sure he will again. Because he's just, he's the king of the NBA, so he's going to mention a fellow, legend dying, and no matter what their sport is, maybe not like hockey, but especially football. And again, his story is he's from Cleveland, so he's going to now because they don't come. I've never heard him say a word about Jim Brown before. It's kind of like Malcolm X and The Godfather. I have a feeling he's going to come out now and say how much Jim Brown inspired him and how he wouldn't have become a basketball player if it wasn't for Jim. I could be wrong. This just seems like something that he would do, that the NBA would do. And I'm going to look into some articles to see if it goes deeper than that. But yeah, Lakers win a close one. I don't know. I think it'd be something like 105 to 103 or something like that. Like pretty close. And yeah, I think the Nuggets do cover though. So you can do with that what you will. I like Lakers win, Nuggets cover, LeBron post-game victory speech, and maybe he mentions Jim Brown. And I have not been doing that great. I do understand that. So yesterday I tried to go for a hat trick, the under, wound up going over by 1.5, and of course the Celtics didn't cover. My player prop did hit, which was 27.5 for Jimmy. He finished with exactly 27. So it is pretty funny. I had him going under. That a lot of these over-unders player props, they're going right on the nose. Again, kind of lets us know Vegas might know a little too much. For tonight, I love Austin Reeves. They're not hiding the fact that... So I love LeBron just by default. I think he's going to have an insane game. AD will probably do what we expect him to do. I think LeBron will outperform it. So taking his player props would be good. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't hesitate to take Austin Reeves. And on my book, you can buy points. So say it's giving him like 19.5. You could sell points. So you can just take him, say, plus 25 or, 25 or more and get like 2-1 odds or something. So you can go as high as you want. But I do think that that Reeves is going to have a pretty crazy performance. Maybe hit 4 or 5 threes and just go off for, I'll say like 27, 28 points, something like that. They've really been pushing him and, just saying how he's the most consistent guy in the playoffs. So here I expect LeBron to go well, to go nuts. So I don't expect everybody to feast. But it's one of those games where someone's going to get some open threes. Someone's going to be on fire. And for me, Reeves makes sense to be that guy. Sure, it could be Russell, but I think Reeves has better value, to be honest. So yeah, I didn't want to make this too long. I just wanted to recap and just kind of go into what I believe they're doing with, this game 3 here. And then obviously we'll be going into Boston, how I think they're going to treat that one. Again, what's interesting is Lakers are 300, plus 300 to win the series. Celtics are about half that. They're not even getting 2-1 odds. So it just really it shows us where the media is trying to let us know they're at. And again, for people that think there's not a fix-in, these artificially boosted playoff home court advantage lines are just ridiculous. You're not going to go from a 6.5 point underdog and you lost because you played the better team, and now it flipped 12 points. This money line, it's just insane. You just don't see these kind of flips in the regular season. You would see the Lakers go from a 5 point underdog to about even odds. You would not see them flip from 5.5 to the other way. This is just so the public can all get in on an even odds of Lakers victory and win, because I think Vegas just knows, even if people are betting because who they want to win, at this point, down 2-0, there's going to be money on the Lakers. It's just simple. So yeah, that's why they do these odds, in my opinion. But I do think that the Nuggets will cover. Don't forget that. So Lakers win. I think Nuggets cover. And I think Reeves goes off. And I do think Joker gets another triple-double. Take care and happy earnings.